Here's the foundation build for my shed greenhouse. I hope you enjoy it. All right, I'm having to make sure everything is square here. I've got all the lines all out, but it's not measuring square corner to corner. So instead of trying to figure that all out on a big scale, I'm just going to start on the small scale here. And I've got two 4x4s right here in this corner here. I've measured over 3 feet and put a mark right here. Then I went over to this one and marked it at 4 feet. According to Pythagoras, if I put this at 5 feet here, then right there at 5 feet, then this should line up right there. Now this board happens to have a little bit of a bow on it, so I'm going to get a different board, but it does line up, so I know this corner is square. I'm within a 1/4 inch diagonals between this diagonal and that diagonal, as well as this diagonal and this diagonal. So I'm fairly sure that I'm square now with both of those. And my plan now is to dig first these 3 holes and get those set in concrete, perfectly aligned, and then I'm going to use those. So I make sure that I measure off of that. I don't want to just trust these lines and measure over and mark them here so I get a nice straight line here as well, and go from there. I got up early this morning and finished the rest of the posts. It took about 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours to get them in. I dug each of these posts down to 48 inches. My frost line can get down to there, and that's the recommended depth in my area. I put a bag of concrete, and then I put this crushed stone in there. You don't want to just put any rocks in there. These will actually interlock over time.
I have all the concrete blocks laid out for my foundation, but I'm far from done, of course. You can probably see in the camera that it's not very even. You need to go through and make sure they're perfectly level. I'm going to use a reference mark from here and make sure they're all level, and it's going to be a lot of tedious type work. It's not hard work, it just takes a lot of time to get it just right. Now by putting on this board, even though I had checked it for level, now I can see I need to bring this one up and this one up a little bit. Otherwise I'm pretty good. When I have gaps in here, I use these blocks to fill in. These are not for structure purposes. These are basically just to fill in the gaps for the greenhouse. I don't want any, I can't have any cold coming in here, and I don't want critters coming in here either. So this helps to fill up those gaps, and then with the stone on the back side, that'll help further seal that all up. I've got all the blocks set for the greenhouse part of the project. Now I've got to set all the blocks for the shed part. The foundation is just about complete. I just had the city inspector come out, and he said everything looked good. In fact, I probably overbuilt for what this is needed, and that's okay. That's a good thing. As you can see, I've got one more 4x6 I have to put in there. Some idiot didn't measure twice and cut a board too short. So I'll get to do that later. But otherwise, the foundation is done.
Ah, fine. Did you do that?